Is there such a thing as a perfect mid-range phone? I think by definition, the answer is a no. When you purchase a mid-range smartphone, as opposed to a flagship, you're making a conscious decision of price over some trade-offs. The question to ask yourself is, what trade-offs matter to you? Samsung's latest mid-range phone, the Galaxy A54, is a mid-range option that surprisingly does quite a few things well, despite some real trade-offs that a cost-conscious buyer should consider before making an investment in their next smartphone device. Welcome to Product Reviews by Chaos Theory, where I try to find the signal in the noise in tech and life by giving you my honest thoughts on devices that you should pay attention to. If you'd like to see more reviews like this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below for what you'd like to see next. Now, let's begin. So first, the good. The Samsung A54 actually has quite a few good things going for it. Samsung's been pushing their phones to have a unified design language. What that means is that the A54 actually looks quite similar to the flagship S23. If you put them side by side, the average person probably couldn't tell them apart. As such, the phone doesn't look or feel cheap at all. Hands down, the best feature of the phone is the 120Hz AMOLED screen. It provides vibrant colors and a really sharp resolution. While there is a bit of a bezel around the edges of the display, it shouldn't cause much of a distraction. For my own use, when compared to the more expensive Pixel 7 Pro flagship, I think the display actually looks quite nice, with a much richer set of colors than the somewhat muted look of the Pixel. In terms of the camera, the Galaxy A54 is equipped with a 50 megapixel f1.8 main rear camera with optical stabilization, which is similar to what the S23 and S23 Plus offer. The stabilization in particular is great to have in the mid-tier, since it helps the camera use longer shutter speeds in dim conditions for cleaner images. The other cameras on the A54 are a 32 megapixel selfie camera, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 5 megapixel macro. In general, the photos from the main camera are pretty good, especially in good lighting conditions. Samsung also does a lot of processing and leans into punchy colors that might not suit everybody's taste. But in my view, these stronger colors make for better images. But again, a lot of these are in the eyes of the beholder. If you're recording video, that works well too, where you can record up to 4K and 30p. There's also a helpful mode for extra stabilization at 1080 30p to use it. But the challenging part will be when you start using the A54's camera in more challenging lighting conditions. When it's darker, the night mode sensors may not be as good compared to more typical flagships. The phone itself comes equipped with Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back. While that's good, you probably still want to buy a case to protect from both sides of the phone in the event of an accidental drop. On the back of the phone, you'll see a flat design with 3 raised camera lenses. On the top of the device, you'll find a microphone and the dual-purpose SIM card micro SD card slot, which can handle cards up to 1 terabyte. There's nothing on the left side of the phone, while the right side has the volume and power buttons. At the bottom, there's a speaker and a USB-C charging port. The phone itself actually feels fantastic in the hand. It is IP67 water resistant, so you don't have to worry about accidentally dropping it in the water. In the US, it is available in graphite and violet colorways, while outside of the US, the A54 can be found in lime and white. The phone also features an in-display fingerprint sensor, Bluetooth 5.3, and sub-6 GHz 5G. Under the hood, the Galaxy A54 is powered by an Exynos 1380 processor, 6 GB of RAM, and 128 GB of storage. The new processor has mid-range power with its 4 Cortex-78 and 4 Cortex-A55 cores. There was some stuttering here and there, especially when first unlocking the device, but other than the occasional stutter, the device is more than capable of typical daily usage scenarios. The Galaxy A54 has Dolby Atmos tuned stereo speakers that sound fantastic.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Music was free from distortion, and phone calls sounded great through the speakerphone. The speakers can also get quite loud, so you don't have to worry about listening to anything in a loud environment. Samsung removed the headphone jack from the A53 last year, and that continues this year with the A54. What makes the A54 stand out from every other sub $500 smartphone is its software support cycle. Samsung is promising an impressive 4 major OS Android upgrades. Because it runs Android 13 out of the box, this will take you to Android 17 in 2027. That's actually even better than what Google offers in their Pixels. You'll find 5 years of security updates, which is reassuring that the hundreds of dollars you spent will last a few cycles. However, the phone does come with some downsides. As I mentioned, there's no headphone jack, and there's also no wireless charging, which has started to become more commonplace for other phones. There's also no charger in the box, although to be fair, even the Pixel 7 Pro doesn't ship with a charger out of the box. Additionally, because of the use of the Exynos 1380 processor, there are some performance hiccups, and it's not that different from its predecessor, the A53. While this phone is not perfect, it is a great mid-range phone that offers many top-end features that are hard to find in other phones in the same price range. Overall, the Galaxy A54 5G is a great investment for anyone looking for a reliable phone with some high-end features. The A54 is an excellent mid-range device that offers a lot of value for its price. The device has a beautiful display, great cameras, and a user-friendly interface that is easy to navigate. The device's performance is adequate for everyday use, but it may struggle with heavy gaming or demanding applications. The device's design is sleek and modern, but the slippery back can make it difficult to hold for some people. The device's rear camera setup takes great shots in ideal lighting conditions, but can sometimes struggle in low light conditions. The device's battery life is adequate for typical daily usage, but heavy users may need to charge it more frequently. So one more thing to consider when thinking about this phone or any other flagship is for a sub $400 price tag compared to the $1,000 plus price tag that you'll see from the flagships. Are you really getting twice the value when a really capable mid-range phone that can do almost 80% of what a flagship can? For my calculus, unless you are a heavy user of a phone, you're multitasking a ton, you're playing a lot of games, you're watching movies, and just really pushing the limits of the phone. I think that for most people in the world, a cheaper mid-range phone, especially in the light of inflation, instead of light of the current economy, it's probably a very good and sensible option for people. So make sure to think about that next time you buy. So all in all, if you can find this phone for under $400, I'd say you'd be hard-pressed to find a better dollar-for-dollar value, especially in 2023. At the time of this recording, Amazon offered the phone for $375, and if you could go through one of the carriers like T-Mobile or AT&T, you can probably find it for a lot cheaper, or even for free. Considering all this, I'm giving the phone a solid 8 out of 10 and would recommend it for anyone looking to find a well-featured, mid-range capable smartphone that has a premium feel, a good camera, and future-proofing. Hey, thanks for watching until the end. If you want to see more reviews like this, leave a comment for what device you'd like to see covered next. And check out my other videos where I cover topics on AI and life. Until next time, this is Alex, your resident chaos coordinator.